The Roman Forum, situated between the Palatine and Capitoline Hills, was a crucial site in ancient Rome, serving as a hub for public meetings, law courts, and gladiatorial combats during Republican times. The Forum was lined with shops and open-air markets, and was home to numerous imposing temples and monuments. The Roman Forum, an orderly spatial adaptation of the Greek agora, or marketplace, and Acropolis, was an open place beside the Praetorium in a Roman camp. It was designed by 1st century BC architect Vitruvius, who proposed a 3:2 length-to-breadth ratio for the ideal forum. The Forum Romanum, including the Temple of Castor and Pollux, the Temple of the Deified Caesar, the Mamertine Prison, the Curia, the Temple of Saturn, the Temple of Vesta, the Temple of Romulus, the Arch of Titus, the Arch of Septimus Servius, and the Circus Maximus, is one of the most surviving structures of ancient Rome. The Pantheon, a Roman monument, was built in 27 BC by Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa and is known for its large circular design. It was rebuilt by Emperor Hadrian between AD 118 and 128, and some alterations were made in the early 3rd century by Emperors Septimus Severus and Caracalla. The Pantheon is remarkable for its size, construction, and design, with the largest dome measuring 142 feet in diameter and rising to a height of 71 feet above its base. The building's success is attributed to the excellent quality of mortar used in the concrete and careful selection and grading of aggregate material. The Pantheon's interior, lined with colored marble, features a 27-foot oculus opening at the center of the dome, which is revolutionary. The Pantheon was dedicated in AD 609 as the Church of Santa Maria Rotonda or Santa Maria ad Martyrs and remains in its original form.
The Colosseum. The Colosseum was a giant amphitheater built in Rome under the Flavian emperors. Construction of the Colosseum was begun sometime between 70 and 72 CE during the reign of Vespasian. It is located just east of the Palatine Hill on the grounds of what was Nero's Golden House. Vespasian, whose path to the throne had relatively humble beginnings, chose to replace the tyrannical emperor's private lake with a public amphitheater that could host 10,000 of Romans. The structure was officially dedicated in 80 CE by Titus, in a ceremony that included 100 days of games. Later, in 82 CE, Domitian completed the work by adding the uppermost story. Unlike earlier amphitheaters, which were nearly all dug into convenient hillsides for extra support, the Colosseum is a freestanding structure of stone and concrete, using a complex system of barrel vaults and groin vaults, and measuring 620 by 513 feet overall. 3 of the arena's stories are encircled by arcades framed on the exterior by engaged columns in the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian orders. The main structural framework and facade are travertine, the secondary walls are volcanic tufa, and the inner bowl and the arcade vaults are concrete. The amphitheater seated some 50,000 spectators who were shielded from the sun by a massive retractable velarium. The Colosseum was the scene of thousands of hand-to-hand combats.
Palatine Hill, located in Rome, Italy, was originally composed of 3 summits. The Germalus to the north, the Velia, a kind of isthmus that linked the Palatine to the neighboring Esquilian Hill, and the Palatium to the south. The Palatium was the highest of the summits and later gave its name to the entire hill. During the ancient Republican era, the Palatine was home to numerous temples and houses and became the city's aristocratic quarter during the Roman Empire. Emperor Augustus established his imperial residence there, and Domitian transformed the topography by architect Rabirus. After the empire's fall, the Palatine's architecture fell into disrepair, but it was transformed into a stronghold in the Middle Ages before being abandoned.
Circus Maximus. Circus Maximus is the largest of the Roman hippodromes and one of the largest sports arenas ever built. A U-shaped structure with seats on 3 sides and a low wall running down the middle of the arena around which the chariots raced. It was rebuilt in the time of Julius Caesar, 1st century BC, to seat an estimate 150,000 spectators. Enlarged by later emperors, it reached a maximum size under Constantine, 4th century AD, of about 2,000 by 600 feet, with a seating capacity of possible 250,000 greater than that of the subsequent stadium. Nothing but the site between the Palatine and Aventine Hills remains today.